Alright, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about something free I want to give you, for starters, and a little bit about detoxing, because a lot of people get on the whole detox train, and then shit hits the fan. It's terrible. So, number one, I've got a free gift for you, and all you have to do is throw something in the comments, say me, or send me something in the DMs, anything you want. It's a 7-day detox that's really, really easy, because it's a delicious juice that you can make in your blender, and it helps to chelate heavy metals and toxins out of your body and restore gut balance, and it's easy and delicious. So, back to what I was saying. When it comes to detoxing, here's one of the big mistakes that a lot of people do. So, our body has a filtration system, and everything, all our lymph fluid, all our blood, everything that is circulating through your entire body, that's a lot of fluid. Yeah? Yeah. So all of that has to go through a teeny little filtration. It's kind of like a funnel. And a big mistake a lot of people make is that they try to do too much too fast all at once, and you reach the bottleneck. So if you've ever tried to, use a beer bong and you pour too much in too fast, it goes over the top. It's kind of like that. When you're overfilling a funnel, it just backlogs. You can only fit so much through the bottom of the funnel at once. You have to pour slower, or you'll make a big mess. So, when it comes to cleansing, the rule is you want to cleanse a little, build a little. Cleanse a little, build a little. And what I mean by build a little is like when you're cleansing, you're removing. When you're building, you're adding. So, when it comes to adding, I'm talking about nutrition. So I like to use a lot of nutrition teas, like stinging nettle and raspberry leaf and hibiscus. And another thing for cleansing, calendula. As long as you're not pregnant or breastfeeding, calendula flowers are fantastically nutritious, but also cleansing. They are one of the best lymphatic cleansers out there. Fantastic. You can eat the flowers straight up. You can put them in a soup or in a stew. You can make essence with it. You can make tea with it. It's all very good. So, and if you're wondering what the heck is a calendula flower, they're the ones that look like a mini Gerber daisy, but that are all yellow and orange. So anyway, back to the cleansing and the restoring. So when you're cleansing, it's good to prepare for something like this and notice what's happening with your body when you're doing it. So if you start to do a cleanse and you notice some skin eruptions, slow down in your cleansing. A lot of the times, things can start to happen with your skin, like especially if you're doing liver cleanses and stuff like that. If you've got a lot of toxins, your body, and you're pulling things out of your blood and out of your organs and everything, and they need to get filtered out and flushed away. Our skin is a place where we also expel toxins out of. So if you're all of a sudden having skin eruptions, like massive skin eruptions, that is a sign that you've had too much removed from your system, and it's all being pushed out at once if you're erupting all over. So dial it back, drink some water, chill on it for a minute, and do just more little bits or lighter, more gentle cleansing. Some of the cleansing kits that are out there that I've tried are like Wild Rose, Liver Detox. There's another really good liver and gallbladder detox that you can do. I recommend getting the books. I think it's called The Ultimate Gallbladder and Liver Detox, or The Amazing Gallbladder and Liver Detox. Anyway, I'll drop it in the comments later. But yeah, it's a little bit more involved, but again, these things are really useful. And I think in that book they talk about going 100% vegan diet, but people have tried it both ways, doing an all-meat diet, vegan diet. What matters is that you're eating clean during your detoxing. So what I recommend, and what a lot of people recommend, is eating an alkaline diet. So, brown rice instead of white rice. White rice is very acidic, laying off of all the refined sugars, refined wheats, refined starches, just going whole grains, ancient grains, things like that. You can just Google acidic diet and Google alkaline diet, and you'll get an idea of what different foods look like. And yeah, it really amps out the cleansing and the detoxing. When you're doing that, it is really great, because you can be doing you can be taking some herbs and doing some wonderful things. Maybe you've picked up a kit with some different tinctures and some different vitamins, and maybe it's, let's say you would get like 2 points towards your detoxing. When you add in the diet of like an 80% alkaline diet, you quadruple that. And again, just eating an alkaline diet on its own is also very cleansing. Because our body, especially like when drinking water, everything functions better in a more alkaline environment rather than an acidic environment. Acidic environments in our body tend to, illness thrives a little bit more inflammation, more illness. So there's nothing wrong with eating 80% alkaline all the time if you want to. It's pretty good. I try to lean more towards that, but there are acidic things that I eat, but it's more leaning more towards unrefined, uncooked foods myself. Lightly cooked with certain things that require a little bit of light cooking for better digestion, but for the most part, I've noticed that majority of vitamins do not take to cooking very kindly, especially B vitamins. Have you noticed that? Probably not. I noticed it in all of my studies that B vitamins, particularly, because they're water soluble and they're very delicate, they get damaged and broken down in cooking processes so much. And we require B vitamins every single day. They're really essential to stabilizing mood, sleep, memory, cognitive function, metabolism, all the things that, I hate to say it, but the majority of the population have difficulty with. Those are all really key factors for B vitamins. Like, B vitamins affect those particular things a lot. Very key. And you probably might be thinking, well, I take a B multivitamin. Like, I used to do that too. Problem is, a lot of the vitamins that were being sold are synthetic these days. I noticed that the vitamin companies got purchased by the pharmaceutical companies, and now the vitamins are made by the pharmaceutical companies, so the vitamins are essentially made of the same materials that the drugs that are being made that we're trying to avoid. You following what I'm saying? If we're eating synthetic vitamins, they look molecularly similar or the same as what we're trying to take in, but they're missing a lot of the supportive compounds, and they're for it. It's like I can make a really awesome looking sandwich with my daughter's play food, but it's all plastic. It looks so good and it looks so real, and I'm like, damn, that's a nice sandwich. But if you go to eat it, you're like, no, that's plastic, can't eat it. It's kind of like what's happening with the vitamins that aren't real. They're going in, and your body's like, oh, vitamins, yay! And then they get to the receptor sites, and they're just like, does not compute. Meanwhile, other food vitamin nutrients might be flying in, and they're just like, all the parking spots are taken, and there's nowhere for them to go, and they're just like, they're blocking and taking up space and getting in the way and crudding things up and making a mess. Meanwhile, your body's like, hey, I thought I was getting my vitamins. What's going on, man? In a roundabout way, I've had to just pitch all these vitamins because they're just not doing what we thought they would do. It's time to go back to the food. Food is cleansing. Food is nutritious. Food is rebuilding. Food is repair. Food is all the materials that we need. Which brings me to another point of where your food comes from. So again, when it comes to detoxing and cleansing, you'll have to do a lot less detoxing if you're buying food that isn't covered in toxins. So I'm talking neurotoxic chemicals, and the fertilizers used in a lot of factory farming is industrial waste runoff, and that's gross. It's not like I say it's gross, but a lot of people see it and they're like, no, it's cleaner. Well, yeah, it does look cleaner because it just comes usually in bottles of various liquids. And organic farming can be a lot of, rotting, breaking down of old fruits and vegetables. But here's the thing, those old fruits and vegetables contain energy still. Energy that feeds the soil, energy that feeds Mother Nature, energy and nutrients, and as they break down, they create different nutrients when they interact with each other, and it creates this symphony of nutrition in the soil, and that is the energy and the nutrition that goes back into your food. And if you're missing that, then what's going into the food? Just some chemical to make it grow really big, really fast, and get really nice color? Sure, but then you're eating those chemicals, and then when they send it to the grocery store, they're going to be dipping it or spraying it with some kind of a chemical so that it doesn't rot really fast. So because most of the time with factory farming, they're shipping it really far. So yeah, most of the time with the factory farming, they have to ship it really far, so they have to preserve it. So then they spray it with more neurotoxic chemicals. So your food's in the field, feeding off of some industrial waste chemicals. And then while it's in the field, they're going to spray it with a bunch of neurotoxic chemicals so that the bugs don't eat it. Bugs are going to fall on me instead. And then, before they ship it to the grocery store, they're going to spray it or dip it in more neurotoxic chemicals so that it doesn't go rotten during the shipping and it has a nice shelf life in the grocery store. And that's the trifecta of chemicals that you're eating. And that's the kind of stuff that we're trying to detox out of our body. I mean, that's one level of stuff we're trying to detox. The other is the heavy metals that is being fortified in everything. I was reading the other day when I was looking to try and find some Italian wheat flour to buy, that wheat sold in Canada is mandatory to be enriched with synthetic vitamins and heavy metals like iron. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Why would they make that mandatory? That's so weird. So I'm like, yeah, I have to try to order from someplace that doesn't, cross paths with Canada, because I'm like, I don't want this stuff. It just wreaks havoc on our bodies to have these iron filings put into everything that you can't use on its own. It just piles up in your system and oxidizes, and then we end up with a whole bunch of problems. Everything from headaches to endometriosis to, you name it. Iron is a big problem. Too much, wrong type, can't flow, isn't moving, bad in your food, enriched is not good. You need the real deal when it comes to vitamins and nutrients. Oh, and that's the other thing. With the crops and the beans and legumes and the oats and stuff like that, you really got to make sure you're getting some seriously clean organic stuff. Because the toxins that are being sprayed on that stuff, they don't just spray it while it's growing to keep the bugs off. They also spray it again with the glyphosate, like the Roundup shit. They spray it during the drying process, so they get a nice, even drying process. They spray it before they harvest it, so you get a nice, even drying process. They just spray it, they spray it, they spray it some more, and then we eat it all up. I couldn't figure out for the longest time why I was having so many health issues. I was eating what I thought was a really good diet. I was eating fruits and vegetables and beans and rice and all these nutritious foods, but I was not getting the nutrients. When you spray the food with that garbage, it depletes the nutrient value. It depletes the nutrients. So you're taking something and growing it in a field of empty nutrients, just pumping it full of chemicals so it gets big and beautiful. Then you're spraying it with more chemicals that zap out the nutrients, kill its life force. And then they package it up and sell it to you, and you're just like, oh, yay, but then you're hungry all the time. You don't feel good. Your body's not functioning. You're still breaking out in rashes. You're still dealing with asthma. You still have mood disorders, and you can't figure out why. You can't concentrate. You're not sleeping well, but you're like, but I eat well. I eat good food. Why is my hair falling out? Why is my skin all messed up? Because it's not really good food. It's fake. They're lying to us. It's crap. And that's the stuff that bugs me. That's the stuff that's really getting sold in restaurants and everything like that, because they make it look so good and they make it taste so good. And you're just like, oh no, they use quality ingredients. Well, they can say whatever the heck they want unless you know where the restaurant that you're eating at actually gets their food. And I have to say, hats off to the restaurant Be Love. I like that place. It's vegan and gluten free, even though I'm not vegan or gluten free. But they have their own farms out here where they get the majority of their ingredients, and it's all fresh and seasonal, and it's fantastic. So yeah, hats off to you guys. But anyway, if you don't know where the stuff is coming from, you could be eating meat filled with antibiotics and hormones. And the antibiotics, yeah, they do affect you on the gut level. And then you could be eating that wrapped up in a bun sprayed with glyphosate, covered in vegetables sprayed with glyphosate. None of it has any nutritional value, so you're going to eat it and then you're going to feel empty and tired and sad. You're going to get a little bit of a, yay, I just ate a delicious, burger meal, but then after you're like, oh, I still don't feel that good, and then you feel tired and drained, and then your body's just filled with toxins and you don't know why you feel so crappy. Well, that's why. It's a facade. Food that looks like food, but it's not food. It's just like the plastic food that my kid plays with. So disappointing. So how do you get started? Well, you get started with some gentle cleansing. You get started with some gentle chelating. And a lot of people get intimidated with those words, but all it just means is that it's something that goes into your body and binds with different toxins and heavy metals and helps remove it from your body, from your system. And honestly, whole food vitamin C is the easiest, most natural, gentle chelator there is, and it comes in so many forms. Every time you're eating a fruit or a vegetable with its naturally occurring vitamin C, you are cleansing. Every time. And vitamin C in its natural food form is amazing because different foods have different supportive nutrients with that vitamin C, so you get different kind of cleansing actions and different upsides with each different food that you're eating. Different colors of food have different nutrients, and it's all a wonderful, magical thing. But think about that. Like, every time you're having whole food vitamin C, you are cleansing. You're boosting your mood. You're helping your sleep. You're helping your skin. It's fantastic. It's one of the very best nutrients that we need every single day, all the time. And it's found in so many different places. The only place it's not found is in those little packets that they'll give you, that fizzy drink that we all used to drink when we get sick. Was that Emergency? It's not real. It's just artificial flavor with artificial color mixed with ascorbic acid that makes that fun fizz. You might as well be eating a bath bomb. So, yeah. Oh, and those little chewable vitamin C's I used to eat. Oh, yeah, I used to eat those. Those are filled with, like, sucralose, and they'll mess up your gut health. And again, the flavoring and the coloring, and it's garbage. I used to think they were great. And then, or you can just buy the straight powder and put it in everything, or maybe you're buying like drink mixes and stuff like that. You're like, oh, it's enriched with ascorbic acid, or you're giving your kids apple juices, and I'm trying to get my husband to stop buying those apple juices, and it's got added ascorbic acid. Again, not helping, because the way that stuff is made, I looked up something about them growing it on like rotting, what's that stuff? Canola oil patties. I'm like, well, that's freaking gross. But I've heard also that you can use like corn and stuff to grow it. But either way, it comes down to using whole foods. Whole foods that are not covered in toxins. To wrap things up, essentially, try to eat clean. If you need some help doing that, you can join my school community. That's SKOOL community, school community. It's called Mind and Body Rebuild. And in there, I share a lot of recipes and a lot of food information. If you want to know the nutrient value, the history, the folklore, all the fun stuff behind all kinds of foods you never knew about, you never thought to eat or how to use them, join that community. I'm in there every single day helping you with your mindset, with your life plan, with your why, with your direction, everything. Join me today in Mind and Body Rebuild. And if you're interested in trying out that free gift of the Easy 7-Day Detox, comment anything you like, and I'll send you the link to grab that. And yeah, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.